Hello everyone! Today, this is definitely just a different type of video for sure, but today I wanted to do a time-lapse video of one of my digital illustrations that I do for my Instagram art page, Notebeans Stationery. So I kind of just wanted to walk through the thought process that I have as I'm going through this and kind of just explain some of the insights that I have when I do illustrate. So for this piece, I wanted to do a really comforting and almost peaceful and calm still stance of a girl in a kimono who's admiring the sake barrels of a Shinto shrine that would be in Japan. And so here I'm kind of starting off with the basic sketch, and I did use a reference for the Shinto shrine sake barrels themselves, but the girl and of course Kuma, who is a Samoyed dog that is one of my original characters. These are based on kind of my own imagination a little bit. So yeah, so after doing a basic sketch, and I've been really loving this ballpoint pen that I downloaded recently, I kind of just start off with a basic color blocking. So essentially, this is something that I've learned is really a useful thing in a lot of different creative mediums, is to just create a very basic, almost wireframe or basic concept and basic general idea of the different colors that might be in the piece. And it doesn't have to be perfect, but the goal is definitely to see if the colors will work, if the piece will be cohesive, and if everything will just kind of tie in together. So I do try to work in layers, and I'm not talking just like the illustration itself, but definitely kind of keeping in mind of what is in the background, what is in the midground, and what is in the foreground. I do like to work from background up, and it kind of really helps me kind of set the mood and make sure that I have a very solid background and midground before even moving on to things like the foreground. So at this point, I'm probably just going to let you kind of see that process of me rendering out all the details and kind of taking those initial color blockings that I had and fully rendering them out into what I would like the actual image to look like. And essentially, in my mind, this is definitely trying to just bring out the different contrasts. So things that are all mid-tone, try to see which areas would be kind of more saturated, a little bit more, darker values, things that might have more highlight. And I'm definitely trying to keep in mind the light source as I'm illustrating and going through all of these steps as well. So in this case, the light source is definitely kind of coming from a front, a little bit top, and it's hitting the lanterns first and hitting the sake barrels, but also reflects back on the flooring of this setting that I've created. So yeah, do enjoy this little time lapse.
From my window, sun's coming up like the day before. You're like a stone on my pillow. I don't make a sound when I shut the door. You don't have to wake up yet. We can spend all day in bed. I'll put the TV in the room. We'll have a Netflix marathon, Kenny G saxophone. We'll order in a bunch of food. I'll put your favorite music on all the way baritone. Yeah. Shut the lights, go infrared. We can spend all day in bed. I get the wine and the corkscrew. You don't have to do one single thing. You don't know how much I want you. Just looking at you makes my whole world spin. You don't have to wake up yet. We can spend all day in bed. I'll put the TV in the room. We'll have a Netflix marathon. Kenny G saxophone. We'll order in a bunch of food. I'll put your favorite music on all the way baritone. Shut the lights, go infrared. We can spend all day in bed. I'll put the TV in the room. We'll have a Netflix marathon. Kenny G saxophone.
So pretty much around this time of the process, this is essentially where I'm kind of adding a lot of small details, things like little stars, little things that can kind of show the lighting of the piece, and adding my watermark for Notebeans Stationery. And so yeah, this is pretty much the process that I have when I'm illustrating a lot of my digital pieces. And I know for sure that this process is always going to keep continuously growing, changing, and I'm going to continuously keep learning as an artist and a creative myself. But I really hope that you enjoyed this kind of walkthrough of my artistic process and kind of the things that I kind of strategize and work through as I'm going through these pieces. So thank you so much, and I really appreciate that you stayed all the way until the end of this video, and I hope to make more in the future, but I hope you have an amazing day, and thanks for watching.